Welcome back, football fans, to the Fantasy Football Following YouTube channel. Last week I took home a cool $684 in all my entries, and I see this week being just as profitable. This is my Week 5 FanDuel lineup. Starting off at quarterback, I had Tom Brady at $8,800 at Dallas. He's had 9 touchdowns and no interceptions so far this season, and in the 3 games he's played, he's had 370 yards and 3 touchdowns on average. Now that's a great play coming off the bye, and I see Tom Brady coming out firing. Next, I have Dion Lewis as running back at $6,900. He's had a touchdown in each of his last 2 games. He's a huge receiving threat for Tom Brady out of the backfield, and I see him helping our stack earn a lot of points. Even with LeGarrette Blount coming back last week, Dion Lewis still had a good game, and I see that continuing this week. Next, I have Theo Riddick, who's my big sleeper play, at $5,000. With Bell questionable this week, I see Riddick getting a lot of receptions out of the backfield, and I see him getting a lot of points, even if Bell plays. I see him splitting a lot of carries with Abdullah, but I still see Riddick having a productive game. He's had 15 targets in the last 2 weeks, and I see that continuing this week. Next at receiver, I have Randall Cobb at home against the Rams defense that has given up 36 receptions and 396 yards in the past few weeks to receivers. Now, I see Randall Cobb bouncing back last week, especially at home. I see him bouncing back after only 6 points last week. He killed me last week. I could have won a lot more money if Randall Cobb had produced a lot more, or at least to his average. Next, I have Emmanuel Sanders at $7,700 against Oakland. He's had 12 and 14 targets in the first 2 weeks, and he slowed down a bit, having 15 total targets in the past 2 weeks. I see that changing against a terrible Oakland defense, and I see Emmanuel Sanders having another great game. Next, I have Julian Edelman at $7,700. I'm stacking him with Lewis and Brady, and he's had an average of 14 targets so far this season in every game, and he's averaged 10 catches in all those games. He's a perfect weapon in a PPR league with Tom Brady stacked. Next, I have Charles Clay at $5,700. Last week he had 9 catches for 111 yards against the Giants. He had a touchdown in 2 out of 4 games so far this season, and I think he'll have a great game next week. Next, I have Steven Hauschka, my kicker, at $5,100. He's had double-digit performances in 3 out of 4 games this season, and I think he's a solid, consistent play that you should take this week. Finally, I had the Denver defense against the Oakland Raiders. I see Denver taking care of Oakland in a very lopsided game, and I see Oakland making a lot of mistakes and Denver capitalizing on all of them. Hopefully we can get a defensive touchdown out of Denver this week. That concludes my Week 5 FanDuel lineup. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel by clicking the link below. Also follow us on Twitter by clicking the other link below. Thank you and good luck in Week 5.